Hey, what's up, guys? We're back again with a new JJS video. I know it's been like a month, but here we are with some unexpected gameplay today. What I was planning on doing was streaming today, but this happened. Also, I know the mic is a little bad. We're just gonna have to deal with it for now. But this is basically about me fighting a hacker. And let's get into this. So, every once in a while I'm going to go around trying to gain awakening. That's just going to be a regular thing, honestly. So, the hacker's at Maharaga right there. And I think I myself only kill him once throughout this entire recording. I do kill him before the recording started using Star Rage's Black Hole, which is why I'm using Star Rage right here. I'm trying to kill myself so that I can use that Black Hole to kill him. It doesn't work, but yeah. A lot of this video is also probably going to be either cut out or sped up. So, just be mindful of that, because this was an originally 35-minute video, and I'm sure none of you want to sit through 35 minutes of me fighting somebody. So, yeah. Just with that being said, if something speeds up, just know nothing important is happening. I'm really only going to be showing you the fights with Maharaga, slash, the hacker. Yeah. So here we can see that the Maharaga has just been camping outside of that Hikari domain, just waiting for people to get out so he can get free kills. Here's where the absolute jump Kaisen starts to kick in, where about half the server tries to kick his ass. Kind of doesn't work since he's hacking. But we're just gonna see a lot of people fighting each other, but mainly fighting the Maharaga. Here I'm just doing something stupid. I don't know. I didn't understand how respawns work for some reason. I thought it would... Maybe if I kept resetting, I could spawn next to Maharaga. Anyways, that's not important. We're just gonna get back to this. So here we can see pretty much most of the servers now teaming up. I see, a couple of awakenings try to pop in. Here again, I'm trying to do the suicide tactic and reset my character to Black Hole the Maharaga. Again, it doesn't work. As of me recording this is a voiceover. This all happened about an hour before the voiceover is happening, so I know what happens. Some really cool stuff does happen. A lot of really stupid stuff does happen, to me in specific, because I don't know how to play the game, even though I have 2,000 kills. But we're gonna ignore that fact. And we're just gonna enjoy the show, basically. Here, he just runs off. That's mad funny with the speed hacks. So, for a little bit, this is gonna be sped up, because... he just kind of runs away, and after he runs away, he comes back, and then he dies. He just gets thrown off the map, which is honestly kind of funny. But, there he is again. This isn't being sped up, actually. That's just how fast those speed hacks were, genuinely. Kind of insane. But, yeah. So, he's just trying to get awakening again so he can be Maharaga. So, what I learned by trying to fight him was that I don't know how these JJS hackers do it. Not only does he have speed hacks, he has infinite ragdoll cancels. He has infinite iframes when doing the Maharaga ritual. And he also, for some reason, I don't know if it has to do with the speed hacks, but when he does the Maharaga's pitch move, it just into the air. Just into the air. It is insane how these hacks work, but yeah, he's just trying to go around, like, do little bits of damage at one at a time. You're gonna see him target me mostly because I'm the one that's been fighting him the longest throughout this entire encounter. I know how he moves, so I'm trying to counter him. Works sometimes, doesn't work most of the time. But a lot of this is just going back and forth of just not even really tickling him. He barely takes any damage throughout the entire encounter until he's Maharaga because how big Raga's hitbox is. So here I'm going to try to stall out my reset timer to try to do the black hole. Which is a very stupid idea because I just do it there and don't hit a soul. Yeah. So this next part's gonna be sped up because it's just gonna be me grinding ult back up. So we'll see you in a minute. So you can see here is when the Maharaga decides to show back up again. Now that I have Awakening, I'm going to try to do the black hole method again, which again only worked for me once, and then once that ended up happening to him, he started being really cautious and trying to throw people out of the map or make their whole bodies basically explode, because if your body is exploded, you can't do the black hole. But so he's really trying to just knock me out of the map right now. You can see he's just trying a whole bunch of different things. Here, I get locked outside of the domain with the Raga, and he kills me. So I try to jump back. Here, I think I reset, and then I hit some random kid who jumps over my body for some reason. Yeah, I just did the black hole because I might as well, you know. Free kill, and it was wasted anyway, so my new tactic wasn't much better, but it wasn't one I had used against him. This one doesn't work either, I'm not gonna lie. So what I'm trying to do here is get my 0.2 second domain. And I'm not really trying to freeze him because I know he can hit me while I'm popping that 0.2 second domain. I'm trying to pop it away from him and use that speed to try to move my way, run over to him, and then use that speed to then kill him. Again, it doesn't really work well. And these people can't hit their domains because of how fast he is, so I can't really blame them for missing domains. His speed hacks are genuinely insane. So, yeah. A lot of this is just back and forth now that he's Maharaga again. He's an absolute tank, and he really doesn't take any damage. It takes so much to kill this man. So, honestly, I'm gonna speed this up to 2x speed, until something interesting happens. So here is where I finally get my awakening. So I know that the Maharaga is in there, and you're gonna see me. Here I go, popping the 0.2 second domain. And it does nothing because I keep getting stuck on rocks. It really doesn't help. And also considering the fact that, Raga's speed boost, it wasn't even worth trying to begin with. But after this, I rethink my plan, and you'll see what happens after this. So I do switch to Charles, and it's gonna be another, like, 10-second montage of me getting awakening again, I'm not gonna lie, so let's just do that. So around here, the Maharaga decides to pop back up and start fighting me again. Here is where some stuff gets interesting, because I think he does end up getting killed. Not by me, but by someone else. But my whole plan here now is to use Charles's one-shot counter to try to just obviously one-shot him and kill him. So it's gonna take me a hot minute to do that, I'm not gonna lie, because of, you know, just how fast this dude is. He's playing kind of dumb, I'm not gonna lie. He somehow falls for my counters like 3 times in a row, which is insane. And I don't mean my foresight, I mean my infinite one that he falls for. By some miracle he fell for it like a couple times in a row. I don't get that, but yeah, besides that, it's gonna be a lot of racking up awakening, fighting Raga again, and then racking up awakening. It's gonna be this back and forth. So until the Maharaga pops back up, I'm gonna put this on 2x speed. So around this point, I finally understand that the Maharaga is back, and I was gaining my awakening while he was just fighting other people. I didn't even see him. I'm still gonna be fighting other people because I do need my awakening again, because I had failed last time. It does take me a while to actually do anything really against the Maharaga after this point, but basically just sit tight because I ignore him for a hot minute so I can rack up my awakening. So yeah. So around this point, I actually finally get my awakening back up. So I'm now trying to find the Maharaga and get back into the fight after this insane encounter with just back and forth killing him, and then he's killing us. Obviously, again, like I said, I'm trying to get him to fall for my one-shot counter. So, as I'm looking for him, he doesn't pop up until I see him actually fighting the other people, because you're gonna see him with his speed hacks. There he goes, just walking around. Seriously though, we need a better anti-cheat in this game, because we can't have this shit happening. It's been like not even a full week since the last update, and this is already happening. yeah, he's just running, and yeah, so I'm adding absolutely nothing to this recording, man. I swear, I am the worst commentator. But here we go. We're trying to just fight him. That guy just missed his domain. It's kind of funny. Oh, that was also kind of funny. The Maharaga tried to throw him out of the map, and the guy ended up on the, like, ledge, and he's gone. It was a very fast battle. But you're gonna see him pop back up in just a second. He's just gonna run back, and there he is. Obviously, at this point, he isn't Raga since he just died, so he needs to rack up his awakening again. But you're gonna see him with his little 10 Shadows Wolf just run up over here. In fact, if you saw it earlier, he was already trying to come back. There he is. He's got that little beanie on and the blue shirt. So it's gonna take a hot minute, but we do fight. I do miss most of my shots, but it's just another jumping of this man. It's like 4v1, but again, he's just trying to run away and gain awakening, because once he gains awakening, it's so hard to kill him unless you have something that genuinely one-shots him, which a lot of people don't, because most styles don't. So you're gonna see in a minute, I'm gonna try to get my R special onto him, because you need that R special obviously active on the person for that one-shot counter to work. So you're gonna see me basically run back and forth after I die all the time to just try to kill him. So here he is. He decides to have a one-on-one with me for whatever reason. He probably thinks he's gonna win since it's a one-on-one, which, to be fair, is probably a good idea for him to do this, but he also didn't know how much awakening I've had at this point. So, as you saw, that Toto came in. I don't know if they were trying to hit me, so my counter would fake out, or if they were trying to hit the other person, but missed on purpose, so my counter would land. But both of them were coming at me. Luckily, the hacker was the one that actually hit my counter, and obviously the hacker is dead now. So I switched styles since I know now he's going to be weary of that strategy, using that awakening. So I think I switched to, I switched to Defense Attorney, and it's gonna be another hot minute of me just grinding up awakening, so I'll see you in like a couple seconds. So here, I finally got my awakening, and we're just gonna obviously go again, try to kill the Maharaga / hacker. There he is. He already has his awakening. I somehow catch him in the domain, which is insane to me, but they play along. He has his iframes because he basically can't be touched with how fast he is. So they're already trying to get him. So it's gonna be a long fight of me trying to kill him with my awakening. Obviously, we have this other Mahito with his awakening, which is just there for some reason. I don't know what the hell. He's not really contributing much of anything. He's doing chip damage at best. But we do try to get in a couple fights, if I'm not wrong. So here, after this ends, it goes back to just a mass jumping with nobody having awakening. So they're just, you know, trying to knock him out of the map and all of that. So again, it's gonna be just a long jumping until we get awakening again to fight him again. So I might just speed this up, honestly. Oh yeah, there's that. So yeah, I'll see you in a hot minute. So, believe it or not, that was actually 10 times speed, because 5 times speed still would have taken like half a minute, and I'm not trying to take that much time away from you. I somehow land some insane stuff trying to get him to confess. He, for some reason, during this fight, I think this is the fight where he turns his hacks off and just tries fighting regularly. So these last 2 minutes is gonna be mostly a fair fight, if I'm not wrong. He just tries to use his regular moveset, which he's not good at the game, obviously, since he's just hacking most of the time, I assume, and he dies. So you're gonna see a couple, like, Hail Mary attacks from both of us, just because it's annoying. Somehow that landed. I don't get how that landed. I messed up anyway, because I'm not good at these quick time events, and he probably has some sort of hack that does it for him as well. For some reason, I didn't know you can Manji kick that, so that's new knowledge for me. But you're gonna see some very goofy shenanigans. And then last second, I land this, and that's a kill. So I'm gonna end the video off there. There's one more fight where it's just both of us in base. To save your time, I win. I might put that in a YouTube short or something. But I hope you guys had a good time, and I'll see y'all probably tomorrow on stream.